Welcome back to the Top News Channel RF Update. If you find my video useful, don't forget to click like and subscribe. SNP trapped, Sturgeon creates his own trap, you've reached the end. This reveals that the SNP is stuck in a rut and is a major setback to the cause of independence. According to a journalist, NICOLA Sturgeon is locked in a rut after declaring she was going nowhere. According to some readers' comments, Sturgeon went past her competence level about 2014. I am a Scot, living in Scotland, who voted yes in 2014. Since then, all I have witnessed is deterioration in Scotland. There is nothing in her track record that justifies even a shred of evidence that she can run anything. Not even a chip shop. On the other hand, some even said, Sturgeon has no shame. She only cares about power and her own ego. 15 years of failure for Scotland and its peoples. Time for Scotland to rebel. Enough is enough. Scotland deserves better. Come on Nicola, you have lined your pockets with public money long enough and given very little back, if anything other than the ability for most Scots to be able to spell independence, due to that being your one and only battle cry. Enriching the lives of the Scottish people way down your list of priorities, if indeed it made it onto the list. As Tom Harris argued earlier this month, there are undoubtedly those within the independence movement who believe that a more robust approach, and even a new leader, would deliver independence on an even shorter timescale than that envisaged by Sturgeon. That's what the recent launch of the rival nationalist party ALBA was all about. But for many, they say, first off, it was never to hold FM for 5 years, it has a minority, its coalition with the Greens was bought and taxpayer paying for it. Incompetence with the economy will remain with her at the helm. It reminds me of that old song, money, 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 and again you're paying for its wealth. Humans, not political footballs. Sturgeon loses patience with France and UK bickering. Now I have heard everything after what she did to the care homes and actually sending old people to their deaths, political footballs. In his column, Tom Harris writes on Nicola Sturgeon's announcement that she intends to be First Minister of Scotland for some time. Although support for independence has fallen, the SNP is still performing well, according to Mr. Harris. Many Twitter users also said, I predict that, before long the SNP will begin an uncivil war. The longer Sturgeon's pretense of wanting a referendum goes on without achieving one, the more her credibility will suffer. In addition, I don't believe we have heard the last from Alex Salmond, he appears ominously quiet. On the other hand, the fact that Sturgeon's only economic plan is to continue to use sterling says everything. An independent Scotland, according to the SNP's Growth Commission report, would have a massive deficit. This would have to be reduced to manageable levels and entail decades of economic austerity, resulting in higher taxes and deep cuts to public services. Wilson, its co-author, has admitted it could take 20 years to establish a Scottish currency and central bank. An independent Scotland could not borrow on the international market or print money. Major Scottish banks have already stated they would relocate their HQs to London if we voted for independence. Sturgeon would be hard-pressed to provide basic welfare payments and public services without UK Barnett formula funding 30% higher than equivalent funding in England.